Okay, let me ask you something direct. Would you like to literally double your body's stem cell count for vascular repair?
Mm.
Now, I know that sounds maybe a bit like science fiction, right? But stick with us because today on the deep dive, we're looking into the, well, honestly, surprising world of cocoa flavanols. We've really gone through a stack of clinical trials, scientific papers, and what we found is, frankly, much sweeter than your average chocolate bar.
Yeah, and this is exciting stuff. We're diving into the vascular endothelium. That's the crucial lining inside all your blood vessels. It's not just a pipelining. It's really dynamic, essential for your heart health, your cardiovascular well-being, and keeping it healthy is just paramount. We're seeing more and more that certain things in our diet, these bioactives like from cocoa are, well, they seem to be key players.
Right. So when we talk about repair, what exactly is this internal repair crew our body has? How do they, work?
That's a great way to put it, an internal repair crew. Our bodies have these amazing cells called endothelial progenitor cells, EPCs, or more specifically, circulating angiogenic cells, CAC6. You can think of them like tiny specialized paramedics, right? Constantly patrolling your bloodstream. They actually originate in your bone marrow, and they're absolutely crucial for patching up any damage that occurs. Their main job is what we call reendothelialization, basically patching up damaged spots in the vessel lining. They can even help form new vessels when needed. And having higher numbers of these CACs floating around, that's not just interesting, it's a really powerful biomarker. It strongly links to better cardiovascular health and, get this, a significantly lower risk of cardiovascular death. It's your body's own healing kit.
Wow, okay. That's incredible. So how did science first connect something like cocoa to boosting these specific cells? Was there like a key study?
Absolutely, and this is where it gets really interesting. Back in 2010, there was this groundbreaking study. Heiss and colleagues published it. It was randomized, double-masked, the gold standard. And here's the real kicker, the aha moment. Giving patients with coronary artery disease high-flavanol cocoa, specifically 750 milligrams a day, led to, a staggering 2.2-fold increase in their circulating CACs.
2.2 times.
Exactly. And that wasn't all. They also saw big improvements in vessel elasticity. We measure that as FMD, flow-mediated dilation. It improved by 47%. And their systolic blood pressure dropped too.
Okay, that's a huge claim. I mean, how does that kind of boost compared to, say, standard medical treatments or even things like exercise?
Yeah, that's the striking part. For this specific effect, boosting SACs, the effect size was pretty much on par with things like statins or dedicated exercise programs. And here's a really crucial detail from that study. These benefits were additive.
Additive.
Meaning they saw these improvements even in patients who were already taking statins. So it wasn't an either thing. It was working alongside their existing treatment. It complemented it.
Okay, so it's not just replacing, it's adding to it.
Precisely. And if you want to know how it works, the molecular secret seems to be this primary bioactive compound, epicatechin. It's a type of flavanol. What it does is activate an enzyme in your endothelial cells called eNOS. That's endothelial nitric oxide synthase. And eNOS produces nitric oxide, NO. Now, NO is a really powerful signaling molecule. It does two main things here. One, it directly helps relax blood vessels, improving blood flow. But two, it also signals the bone marrow to release more of those CAC repair cells. It does this by activating another enzyme, MMP9, which you could sort of imagine it cutting the ropes that hold those CACs tethered in the bone marrow, letting them out into circulation.
Oh, it boosts the supplies.
Exactly. And then there's this other elegant system, the SDF1CXCR4 axis. Think of it like a sophisticated biological GPS. It's a kind of push-pull mechanism that guides these newly released repair cells precisely to the spots in your blood vessels that need fixing.
Okay, so let me see if I've got this. Cocoa flavanols, specifically epicatechin, trigger NO production. NO tells the bone marrow, release the repair cells, and also helps blood flow. Then another system guides those cells to the damage.
You've got it.
So it's this dual action. You get more repair cells, and you're potentially reducing ongoing damage signals at the same time. It's like sending reinforcements while also, calming the situation down. All right, bringing this home for everyone listening, what's the practical takeaway? If you want these benefits, what kind of cocoa are we talking about?
This is critical. The source of the cocoa matters immensely. You really need to look for natural, non-alkalized cocoa powder.
Non-alkalized, what's that mean?
Alkalization, often called Dutching or the Dutch process, makes cocoa powder darker and less bitter, which many people prefer for baking or taste. But that process can unfortunately destroy a huge amount of the beneficial flavanols, sometimes up to 90%.
90%? Wow. Okay, so read the label. Look for natural or non-alkalized.
Definitely. And in terms of dosage, the research gives us some guidance. For just general blood flow maintenance, around 200 milligrams of flavanols per day seems effective. That's actually an EFSA-approved health claim in Europe. But for that really robust stem cell mobilization effect, that 2.2-fold increase we talked about, the study used 750 milligrams per day.
Okay, that's quite a bit more.
It is. And then for long-term benefits, like those seen in larger trials, something around 500 milligrams per day seems to be a beneficial dose.
Right. And getting that much, say 500 or 750 milligrams, you're probably not going to get that just from eating regular chocolate bars, are you? Because of all the sugar and fat.
Generally, no. You'd likely need to use specific high-flavanol cocoa powders or perhaps specialized supplements designed to deliver that dose without all the extra calories, sugar, and fat.
That makes sense. Are there any safety things people should keep in mind, especially at those higher doses?
Yes, one very important consideration. Because these flavanols can have mild blood-thinning effects, similar to aspirin but much milder, if you are taking any antiplatelet drugs like clopidogrel or anticoagulants like warfarin, you absolutely must talk to your doctor or healthcare provider before adding high-dose cocoa flavanols to your routine. That's crucial.
Good warning.
Yeah. Otherwise, generally concerns about things like heavy metals, cadmium, or stimulants, theobromine, in high-quality cocoa products are usually within safe limits, but it's always wise to choose reputable brands.
Okay. So we've seen the short-term boost, the mechanism. What about the long game? What did this mean for overall health down the road? You mentioned larger trials.
Yes, the Cosmos trial is the big one here. Really large-scale, long-term, over 21,000 older adults participating. And the results were fascinating. While taking the cocoa flavanol supplement daily didn't significantly prevent all cardiovascular events, like heart attacks or strokes across the board, it did lead to a statistically significant 27% reduction in cardiovascular death.
27% fewer deaths.
That's right. And in the group of participants who were most consistent in taking the supplement, that reduction was even larger, up to 39%.
Wow. So what does it tell us? It doesn't stop everything, but maybe.
It suggests that high-flavanol cocoa might really improve your body's overall resilience. It could help you cope better if a cardiovascular challenge occurs, potentially making those events less likely to be fatal. It enhances your body's ability to withstand stress.
That's a really powerful idea. Enhancing your own intrinsic repair systems, your resilience, using a natural compound. It's pretty remarkable, really. A genuine shortcut to being well-informed on this.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What else might be out there quietly supporting our body's most fundamental repair mechanisms, just waiting for us to uncover it in our next deep dive?